On this week's episode of the Crushing Debt Podcast, the Crushing Debt Guide to Holiday Giving. So, welcome back to this week's episode of the Crushing Debt Podcast. My name is Shawn Yesner, owner and founder of Yesner Law, and welcome back, as always, your financial coach, George Cabello. Have you gotten over your tryptophan hangover yet, Mr. Cabello?
What? Hello. What? Hey, are we recording? Yes, brother. I am
We,
awake.
we are recording on both platforms now.
Yes, definitely. Food is always good. My wife is a great cook. I would say. I have to say I'm obligated to say. So that's always a good thing. Spending time with family, and of course, we always have to wrestle because of politics and religion and all those talks. So those are. I didn't win. So let's just put it like that. So
I love talking politics and religion
it's the
because,
greatest.
well, you know what arguing politics and religion does?
What's
It
that?
means you less presents you got to buy for Christmas.
You get to weed out the the people you don't want to buy gifts on. Gotcha.
Exactly.
Love it.
So what I want to do real quick, I want to get this out of the way right at the beginning of the episode. You know what? We're going to be talking about holiday presents and Christmas and Hanukkah and whatnot presents.
Hmm.
And I know that with Christmas you have a lot of stocking stuffers.
That's true.
You know what would make a great stocking stuffer?
Well, I'm gonna assume you probably need a cooler to include in that
Eh,
gift as well. But yes.
You don't necessarily need a cooler. I like mine chilled, but you don't need a cooler. Um, and once you give them in the stocking, I guess people can put them in the
That's true.
refrigerator
That's
and
true.
freeze them down that way. But we're talking about Magic Mind.
I love it.
It'll help you, especially if you need to take a shot of Magic Mind and focus on what kind of presents you want to get for your loved ones this
Hmm.
holiday season. That would be a great way to do it. But
The
I
gift of focus
the gift of
and
focus
energy.
without the crash, without the high,
That's
without,
true.
and one thing that I haven't mentioned very much is I mentioned on the last episode that I am diabetic and I want to focus on my health. Magic Mind does nothing to my sugar levels.
That's awesome.
It,
That's
it, gi-
awesome.
it gives me the focus.
Hmm.
And for me, my sugar levels don't spike. They don't drop.
That's
They
important.
don't go up. They don't go down. The Magic Mind really has no impact on my sugar levels.
Yeah, it's a lot of ingredients itself that are natural and healthy. That's a big thing too, though. Even though sometimes as a diabetic, I imagine you have to be a lot more cautious of those things.
Yeah.
So the fact that it does give you the boost and the focus, the energy, but without having to have it a health impact, I kind of like it.
So you can order a whole bunch of Magic Mind to give as a stocking stuffer if you
A
use the
whole lot.
code magicmind.com/CDBF. That stands for Crushing Debt Black Friday.
Well, that's going to give you that. Again, we only have one more day when this recording, right?
If you're
Correct.
listening to this recording on the day it comes out, you have today and I think tomorrow the 6th
Correct.
to get your order in and get 50% off.
That is correct.
And then after that, it'll go back to our normal 20% code. But Magic Mind is giving us 50% off. So if you want to order those stocking stuffers, that'll probably also give your order of Magic Mind enough time to come in before Christmas.
That's true.
So you'll be prepared. But again, it's magicmind.com/CDBF, Crushing Debt Black Friday, CDBF. The 50% off special only runs through December 6th. So go ahead and if you're listening to this on the day it comes out, order now. If you're not listening to this on the day it comes out, if you're listening to it 2 days, 3 days, a week, 2 weeks after, then continue binging the show, number one. But number two, we'll go back to the old code, which will get you 20% off, and you can hear that in next week's episode. So listen back for next week's episode.
Awesome.
So, Crushing Debt Guide to Holiday Giving.
Let me throw you some stats, my friend, because
Okay.
we are numbers guys.
We love numbers. We
So
love
how much
numbers.
do you think Americans are projected to spend on average? We talk about each of us is expected to spend on average for the holidays, trips, travels, things like that, food, gifts,
I,
everything.
I give each of my kids like a $10 McDonald's gift card, and that's it.
Okay.
So no, is it 5 figures?
No, it's not that bad. It's
Okay,
average per person. Let's put it like that. So
per
just per
person.
person.
I'm gonna say the average per person. I'm gonna say a nice round $1,200.
1,200, not too bad. It's a little. You're a little over, but It's amazing how is it? It's about $902 per person.
Wow.
That includes your expenses, holiday expenses, gifts, food, decorations, and other seasonal items. So that's on average. So again, and that's marking some increases from previous years. That's what some of our National Retail Federation is called. So I'll make sure you have these in the show notes so you don't get in trouble.
So if you spend $800 this year,
You're under the average.
you are below average.
So you're crushing your spending as part of the holiday. Yes. Total retail sales in the U.S. are expected to be between 979 billion
Wow.
and 989 billion between just November and December of this year.
Wow.
Which is reflecting a growth from like 2.5% to 3.5 this year. So over last year's figures. So we're definitely spending a lot more during the holidays from a retail therapy perspective this year as well. So no wonder Friday holidays have been
Black Friday's been extended
since like mid-November till now in December. So yeah, those are Cyber Mondays and Train Wreck Tuesdays. So
Train Wreck Tuesdays.
So yes. So again, online and on other non-store kind of sales anticipate to increase to about 9% as well, which again, numbers wise, you're talking up to 297 billion. So that's amazing in regards to that. So the projections right now are definitely putting us in a way where we're going to be spending a lot on gifts and holiday related items. So are you going to be contributing to these numbers this holiday season?
So unfortunately, I probably will, and part of the reason is I mean, I guess technically you can say I've started my Hanukkah shopping,
Mm-hmm.
but I've gotten one present for each of the boys. And I like to give them 8 nights worth of presents, but I've got one present for each of the boys. And so you could say I've started my holiday shopping,
Sure.
but I've only got one present.
Yeah.
So,
Same here. Again, I had to. My kids and my wife were like books, so definitely have taken advantage of purchasing some books that they've been wanting, and they've
right.
been kind of like some sales like buy one get ones. Yes, I take advantage of those. You get buy two get one free kind of thing, so that definitely saves some money. As books are expensive as well. My man, it's like $40 per book. So these are just little ways to save. So I would say, like, how do you give gifts that matter without, without actually going into further debt?
Well, and I think that's it. You give gifts that matter. In other words, you don't have to go for the most expensive gift. You
Correct.
go for the most wanted gift. And so my kids we already got the FAO Schwartz catalog, the Target catalog. We've already started to get those catalogs. And
Remember the Toys R Us
I
back in the
remember the
day?
Toys R Us
Oh my
catalog.
goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
So my kids have already circled what they want on the Target flyer, the Target
the
shopping
Toys
catalog,
Guide for
the
2024.
toys guide. They've already circled what they want.
Nice.
And so part of me is like, they want like a specific Lego set, but in my mind, I'm like, you want Legos.
Mm-hmm.
So you may not get the set you want, but you're gonna get Legos.
You're gonna get Legos. Okay.
I started shopping. I every other week I go to Costco. Every 2-3 weeks I go to Costco. Costco has great deals, and part of one of the things that I like about Costco, so what I got was like 4 pieces, 4 big pieces. So 2 of them become a present for one kid, 2 of them become a present for another kid, or I could do one present for each kid for 2 nights because there's 4 things in the box. And
Gotcha.
on the off chance that this is the one episode that they listen to, I'm not going to say what it is, but shopping at Costco, you could take one thing and split it into 4 different presents.
Gotcha. Yeah. You get to. How do you handle 7 crazy nights? That's a lot to be
Eight,
gifted.
8 crazy
Is
nights.
it 8? Oh, sorry.
Either way.
My bad with the number.
So my luck, I pull up here an article, 11 ways to save on holiday shopping.
Okay.
The first one, sign up for a new credit card.
Okay.
Like,
Well, I guess
no.
without debt, maybe, but yeah,
Well,
that is an option.
sign up for a new credit card with a big welcome bonus.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Take advantage of the credit card's introductory APR offer. Again, meh.
Yeah.
Maximize credit card bonus spending categories.
Okay.
Use an online shopping portal. Meh. Because this list is horrible.
Not very good. Okay.
Take advantage of card linked offers. Stack deals whenever possible. There's a good one.
That's a good one. Yes.
Stack deals whenever possible.
Buy two get one.
Right.
I get it. Yep.
Redeem points or cash back. There's another good one. Use credit card with built-in shopping protection. If you're
Yeah.
gonna use a card,
Yeah.
yeah. Set price alerts for specific products. That
I
might be a
like
good
that.
one.
I like that.
Organize a holiday gift exchange and set a price limit.
Well, I mean that's always interesting because again, can you do that with? I think that works with adults.
Right. Not with
Obviously,
kids.
kids are gonna be like, "Nah, we're
No.
not doing white elephant. You can take that
No.
and go somewhere else." But for
Well,
adults,
because
yeah,
I like when I do a white elephant, I like doing a gag gift.
yeah.
So one year, I took the two copies of my two books. I took one copy each of my two books. It was for the BNI networking group that I'm in. We had a white elephant gift
Hmm.
exchange
Sure,
for the BNI group.
that's a large
So, well,
exchange too.
at the time we were 50 or 60, but
Still a lot.
still a lot.
Yeah.
So, but what I did was I took the Crushing Debt book,
Hmm.
the Become Debt Free book.
Hmm.
I took Jason Avery's book about constructing success, and I took one or two of Tiffany Kellogg's books. She's been a guest on the show before as well. One or
Absolutely.
two of Tiffany Kellogg's books, and that was my white elephant gift for the gift of education,
And you
the
you were
gift
never invited again.
the gift of reading. That's what I like doing.
I like it though. Hey,
So the last one here, save up for a holiday fund. I give this list kind of a meh
eh,
because you don't want to start to save up for a holiday fund in December.
yeah, it'd be tough if you have. I mean, if you can set aside $1,000 for that month of December, that's a good thing. But
Well, because you only got to get to 902
exactly.
and you're good.
So here's the thing. I set a game plan. Obviously, for you guys, having a budget. If you can start earlier in the year, so that you have a larger amount of budget money for the actual spending, that's what you want to do. So if you haven't done it this year, hey, 2025. Christmas, dude, Christmas is on the same day. Hanukkah. Well, Hanukkah's not on the same day, but it's in
Hanukkah
the
bounces
side.
around.
It's in the same time period. Let's put it like that.
Right.
So saving for holiday shopping 12 months in advance makes it a lot easier on your wallet for sure. But the other thing too is a lot of us just go to the store or go online, just shop, click, do all these kind of things. That I would say recommending for you, like make a list and then just stick to it. Don't deviate. Just like going to the grocery store, going like have a list of like here's what we're gonna buy, here's what we're gonna spend, and sticking to that list. Be like Santa. You get on the list, do it. Look at it once or twice, and then just stick to it while you get through it. That's for sure.
So I found an article by the AARP,
Okay,
and so
for the old fogies, but
well, I
okay.
was going to say the bad news is I can't link the article because you need an AARP membership to read the article. The good news is I can read the article. So it's I get discounts by being that when you hit I think when you hit 50 they send you an
Yes,
AARP
yeah,
card.
I'll be getting mine soon. Don't
There you
worry.
go. But number one on there, make a list.
Yeah,
So you agree with the old people.
I agree with the old people. We got something in common
You also yell at kids to stay off your lawn.
all the time.
Okay. Number two was something that I said. Remember what it's all about. Spending time with friends and family, getting them gifts they want rather than just,
Yeah, got to get back to the again. What makes things happy? What are we chasing for that? For me, I love to have more time with family than actually worried about what gift to get. So
right.
agree with that.
What other tips do you have?
For me, shopping smarter, right? You talked about it. Shopping smarter, not harder kind of thing. So you think about like what are the deals that are out there? Do some research, obviously, on some of that as well. If you can shop early, so again, Black Friday started, early, November or maybe even October in some cases,
Black Friday for 2025 is starting in February,
right after Valentine's.
right after Valentine's.
But yeah, shop early to take advantage of some of the deals that you have out there. If you have used credit cards, use your points wisely. So if you have points available, use the points. That's always good too. If you made your list, track your spending. So make sure that you stay within budget. Hey, I've budgeted $902 as the average cost. Make sure that hey, how am I spending? Am I going towards that goal as well? If you get close to that number, what are you doing to make sure we don't go over? At the end of the day, we don't want to go over budget when it comes to our spending.
One of the tips in this AARP article, time your purchases. And so one of the things it said, November 20 of 2023 3 days before Black Friday in 2023. Electronics were already marked down 24%.
Yep,
Toys were marked down almost 24, 23.8%. Apparel prices were down 20.8%, according to Adobe shopping data.
that makes sense.
So time your purchases.
Yeah, so again, we're already in December, so if you're still waiting to shop or getting the deals as well, you probably need to be a little bit more cautious in regards to where you're spending and how you're spending, because I feel like retails will still look to bump up some of their deals and some of the pricing to make sure that they're still, in the black through the holiday. But definitely, if you can take advantage of some of those early sales, great. If you haven't so far, what are you waiting for? Look to look for those deals and get some of those early gifts from now at this point.
One of the other tips in here, like I said, the other article, use a cashback rewards credit card.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea if you're going to pay it off, because then you're
Yes.
going to get the full advantage of those
If you're going to use
cashback
debt
rewards.
in your favor, great. Let's not have that hangover, right? That regret at the end of the holidays. Make sure you have the money. So if you're going to spend the 900 and try to take advantage of some of those points and those cashback rewards, just make sure we have the money in the budget. So come January, we're not regretting the purchases.
So this, don't be fooled by doorbuster deals.
Interesting.
A 4K TV for $200 or designer handbag for $300 may seem like a steal, but not every deal advertised during Black Friday and Cyber Monday is a real bargain. Why? Because retailers sometimes bring in products to sell over Thanksgiving weekend and Cyber Monday that are either off-brand or lower quality than similar products.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, I mean, they obviously want to get you through the door. And if they advertise the low television, this and that, a lot of times that I notice as well is they run out pretty quick.
Yeah,
They have four of those.
right.
So they get you through the door. That's the kind of the idea. Door buster, get you through there. Oh, maybe I couldn't get that TV, but maybe I'll spend a little bit more on another TV that is advertised as being on sale.
Right.
So be careful there.
Some of the other tips in here: avoid shipping costs by ordering online and picking up in store. And I think that would also help in terms of the impulse buys.
Yep.
If you go to buy at the store, there may be an impulse buy where if you buy it online and then pick it up in store, you're still physically getting the product and you're saving on the shipping cost potentially, and you're not tempted by the impulse buys.
Yeah, it's funny, a lot of the stores now have, like Amazon Prime has free shipping, so taking advantage of those if you have the program. Walmart Plus also has, free delivery and free shipping. Target's now starting to do their own kind of 360 kind of thing as well. So,
Right.
I mean, a lot of folks, if you're taking advantage of those programs for just groceries and having free delivery and things, obviously take advantage of those because they do have some extra sales and giveaways when it comes to those programs too.
One of the other things in this article: buy wrapping paper and other essentials at discount stores.
Yeah, I mean you're going to be breaking it, so that kind
So,
of makes sense. Dollar
although no,
Tree.
so here's my question: between you and your wife,
Hmm.
Um, do you very carefully unwrap the present and save the paper, or do you dig in and tear it to shreds?
I mean, here's the thing: if if she spends some extra money and doesn't do the Dollar Tree type wrapping paper, yeah, I would be a little bit more like, okay, take the tape off, be nice, get it, make sure. I don't think I've ever saved paper though. I mean, if it's really nice, maybe that's the case. But no, I'm usually one of those that just tears it apart and
I tear it to shreds. One of the things that I also do though is so my wife had a stash of when the kids would get presents in the gift bags,
yeah,
she would save
the
those,
gift
the,
bags.
the gift
Yeah,
bags. So we would repurpose gift
that
bags.
makes okay.
Now the problem was we had like 500 of them. But so I went through and I culled that down to,
A little bit manageable.
a big bag with a few littler bags in it, a few smaller and a few smaller, a few smaller.
It's in a corner somewhere in the garage.
It's underneath the bed, right where I know
Oh,
where
in the
it
bed.
is.
Okay.
Underneath the bed, right where I know where it is. And if the kids need to give a present, I can pull out a bag and
Here you
find the
go.
right size and knock yourself
Hey,
out.
look at that. Repurpose and you saving money. Creative ways to save money during the holidays.
Eh,
Repurpose those bags.
Exactly.
I like DIYs. Again, so we always think like, do we have to buy something, get something, right? But what about the, creative? Teaching the kid, for me, teaching the kids, okay, you can make a card. You can, draw something, put something together, say something nice in a card itself.
Somebody else that I don't think listens to the show, and after I say this, Lord, I hope doesn't listen to the show,
Okay.
I had forgotten my mother-in-law's birthday was the end of November, and I had
Whoops.
forgotten to buy her cards
Mm-hmm.
from the boys.
Mm-mm.
So, hey boys, Grandma would love it if you made her a
Right?
card.
No shame in the game. It's but you can save money, but as I for me, I always those are more heartfelt
Right.
when you because you took the time. Buying something is one thing, but if you take your time, you never get time back, right? So taking the time and the effort to give something that was made, oh boy, I still have little gifts like. What's it? The cigarette holders, not the cigarette, but the cigar holders
Right,
and
right,
stuff
right.
that are made for home. So yeah, I have a few of those. They're not made well, but the fact that my kids took the effort to make something like that, I
Yeah.
appreciate wholeheartedly.
Yeah, we've got one of the things we do decorate for the holidays. Maybe decorate for Hanukkah
Yep.
instead of for Christmas. And the big symbol of Hanukkah is the menorah, the
Hmm.
with the 9 candles in it. The boys have probably made. I have one menorah that I used when I was a single guy.
Yep.
Melanie and I bought a menorah that we used for the family.
Hmm.
We've probably got like 15 menorahs in the house because the boys made the others
Gotcha.
at whatever craft event and
Love
gave
it.
them to us as presents, and it was great. One of the other interesting things that I saw, so I just typed into the computer how to save on holiday shopping.
Okay.
I wanted to see what articles came up. The first article is an ad by AT&T.
Well, you get a phone.
The second one is an ad by Capital One.
Yeah, well, that aligns more.
The third one is an ad by T-Mobile. And the fourth one is an ad by Amazon.
Okay. Wow. Those other three are beating Amazon. That's pretty impressive. Okay.
But apparently AT&T, Capital One, T-Mobile, and Amazon all are giving holiday deals. They want you to take a look at.
Makes sense to me. Yeah, new phone or obviously Amazon is just new anything.
Here's one from Microsoft. Save with Microsoft Shopping.
I get the feeling that shopping though. Well, yeah, I'm thinking more of like, was this an office? Since you're tied to the office, is it more like, hey,
Maybe.
buy some software for the office?
Black Friday is here for Verizon. Verizon has a deal. Walmart.com has a deal.
Oh, they're all gonna have deals.
AT&T.com has a deal.
Yep. Welcome to that. You mentioned your kids' gifts, like the lists that they circled already and stuff like
Hmm.
that. Is there any other tips for folks in regards to handling? Because we get overwhelmed sometimes when kids hand us this. Here's this huge list of things that we need to get. How do we handle that as parents?
I think my kids know that they're not going to get everything on that list.
Good.
I'll
So
get
set
them,
expectations is what you're
yeah,
saying. Okay.
I'll get them as much as I can off the list, but they're not getting everything off that list.
So again, I try to set expectations, or like are there rules? For me, it's always like, is it something that you want? You get one thing that you want, and then something that's maybe needed from that standpoint. And then I do set limits. Like we're not going to spend $4,000 on a computer or any like those kind of things. I want to make sure, like, okay, what is it that you're really looking for and want? What is Santa or whoever's going to be delivering, the gift itself, and then try to be more realistic. Because sometimes you can get, pajamas and things like that. My wife is a huge, the Advent kind of thing, like you get
Yeah.
something every day kind of thing. So of course, you got to be creative on, was it
I,
25 nights of freaking gifts? Like, geez.
I
Um,
lucked out, and to this day, I still have no idea how, but I lucked out where my wife did not like jewelry. She wasn't a
oh,
jewelry person. So, I mean, there was the first couple of years we were together, the first couple of years after we'd been married and had kids, I got her the Pandora charms,
oh, that's sweet.
which,
Yeah,
I mean, each Pandora charm is what, like
yeah,
80, $90
yeah.
per charm?
They can be costly.
And she wasn't interested. She wore her wedding band, she wore her engagement ring. She didn't really like anything else that was that flashy. So I didn't have to buy a ton of jewelry.
Right.
It was all more heartfelt kind of, and one of the
Meaningful.
arguments, right,
Yeah.
one of the arguments, not arguments, but one of the discussions that we had when we first started having kids, I said, the way I grew up, I got 8 nights of Hanukkah presents.
Right.
Now, the way she grew up, she got one night, she got a big present for Hanukkah, and that was it.
Right.
And so when I said we got 8 nights, she thought, 8 nights of $500 a night. And I'm like, no, no, no. One night could be, a coloring book and crayons,
Right,
and
right.
that's it.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, well, different, but that's the thing. You had a good conversation to be able to get on the same page because if you didn't, you probably would be shelling out five hundred
Yeah,
dollars a night.
probably. Here's one I found from PNC Bank.
Oh, okay, well, it has to be
It has to
consumer
be. It
friendly.
has to be consumer friendly. But actually, one of the things on here says ditch the credit card. Using a credit card to pay for gifts may encourage you to exceed your holiday shopping budget. Since you
Whoa,
don't get the bill immediately, it might not seem like a big deal to go over the price limits you've set for yourself, but even when they're small, those extra expenditures add up. You may be stunned and unable to pay the full balance when your bill arrives.
uh,
This is
PNC.
PNC saying this.
Sweet. Well,
Yeah.
it's good advice. It's very direct to the point. Um, is there like another link down there for like here's a credit card that has
Yeah.
low interest, right? Like because that's just amazing.
Well, PNC, there's a link. See how we can help maintain your finances.
Yeah, well, it's got okay. So at least they're saying, hey, come do some. It's
There
smart
you go.
advice.
Yeah.
I like the idea and really just try to avoid creating new debt. I think most of us when we're struggling with debt itself and we have to spend this money during the holidays. That holiday hangover, like coming out of the holidays, we don't want to have regret or shame when it comes to spending.
Right.
So this is one of those ways to really, really avoid those types of those feelings after the fact. But
So, any other tips?
I mean, I would say, stay within your budget. Set a budget that's realistic. Stick to a list. I would agree with that as well. And for me, just remember to enjoy the holidays, enjoy the time with family, enjoy the eating because we just got over eating for Thanksgiving
We
and we're gonna
got.
eat again. Maybe not so much.
No.
But just remember, for me, again, don't chase happiness through gifts and items, and really, truly, the holidays itself is really meant to spend some time with family, enjoy, be grateful for what we have, count our blessings, and get ready. For me, it's always get ready for a new year. The holidays at the end of the year really mark. Like a reflection of what happened this year, and hopefully we can, start off and do it again next year.
Yeah, I've already started my goal planning, both for myself and for the law firm. I've started the goal planning already, and that's a lot of what I also use December for is, I mean, first it's my birthday month, but also to kind of just reflect and where was I this time last year? Where do I want to be this time next year? Which, wow, this year is going to be a very, very interesting conversation, but
Yeah,
or very, very interesting analysis.
right.
But yeah, you know, saving money, there are ways to save money during the holidays. You don't have to just spend, 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 spend. You can stay within your budget.
Yeah.
You can continue to crush debt even over the holidays.
I'll leave you I mean, for me, it's like the best gifts, come from the heart. They don't come from a credit card bill.
Right. It's the thought that counts.
I think so.
So, meanwhile, we do want to mention again one more time. We want to mention Magic Mind. We want to thank them for everything they do for us. We want to thank
Absolutely.
them for an amazing product. Again, 50% off if you're looking at if you're listening to this episode today, the day it comes out, 50% off by going to magicmind.com/CDBF, Crushing Debt Black Friday, CDBF. I'll put that link in the notes. If you want to help us do some holiday shopping, you can go to patreon.com/crushing debt. That'll give us a little bit of money that we can use to make the show better or go holiday shopping, whichever. And
Sure.
we want to thank our friend Sam Cohen with Attorneys First
Yes.
Insurance. If you're an attorney or a title company, you need malpractice coverage, contact Sam at attorneysfirst.com. We are almost done with 2024.
Almost there, buddy. Hey, you know what? One more, I think, good gift to give that they should do. Look for that Crushing Debt book
Yeah, or
on Amazon,
the
right?
Become Debt Free book,
I
the
think that
Crushing Debt book.
I
Great stocking stuffers.
great stocking stuffers for folks who are looking to have that jump start in the new year. I think it's a perfect gift to get there out
There
there.
you
So I love
go.
it.
Okay, well, I think that will wrap it up for this week's episode of the Crushing Debt Podcast. We do hope that at the end of the holiday season, you have more money at the end of the month rather than month at the end of the holidays.
Money, month,
Money,
man. Yeah, I got you.
whatever. You know how it goes. And we will talk to you in next week's episode of the Crushing Debt Podcast.